Hello guys, welcome to Appgini-generated tutorial. This is the first tutorial we are going to have for Appgini-LTE. So basically we're taking you through Appgini-LTE tutorial, right? How to install the plugin, how to use it, how to customize it, how to add widgets, how to use widgets, charts, data cards, data tables, and so much more. So you just follow through for along this video. I'll be taking through all the steps. So the first thing after purchasing the plugin, you will basically you'll purchase and download the zip file. Then the zip file, you'll upload it to your application root directory, right? Like my application right now is this NW app. So basically this is the Northwind application demo by Appgini, that is open source, is developed. So I'll be using this one to show you around Appgini-LTE plugin. So if you generate your Appgini applications by default, this is the UI you'll be having. This one, this is the general look and feel of your application, right? Without installing Appgini-LTE. Now this is how your applications look like, right? The interface looks like this. So some users, you may want to have a bit more advanced user interface, the look and feel, the more customizations. Like for this one, you know, if you want to build dashboards for different users, it may not be that easy. If you want to have something like charts to show here, maybe you want to fetch data from different tables, you want to show it on a single table, on a dashboard here or on a page. It's not really easy using this default Appgini application. That's why I developed the advanced Appgini-LTE plugin that will help users to easily advance their application look and feel, the data therein, and so much more. So without waiting so much time, let's dive right in. So with me here, I have already downloaded and extracted Appgini-LTE zip file in my root directory here. So basically what you will do, what you'll need to install now, you will need to install the plugin. You will just file Appgini-LTE install.php. You'll see now automatically now the UI will be installed. The Appgini-LTE UI will be installed right here. So if you click here, you'll be able to see your new dashboard. Now this is how your new dashboard looks like. So we'll right away start now customizing this dashboard by maybe like this one, these icons, these group icons. We want to customize the group icons here, the sales, operations, and catalog group icons. You'll also notice we have Appgini-LTE reports menu right here. So if you try click it, you'll see no reports found. So we'll also see how to create our own reports within Appgini-LTE. Right, so let's start customizing this. We want to set icons for this sales group, operations group, and catalog group. So we'll come right here to this menu here, then go to Appgini-LTE settings. You'll now see we have these menus: table groups, table menus, Google Auth, login OTP, Google reCAPTCHA, general settings. You have general settings right there. So we'll start with table groups here because we want to customize the icons. So we have font awesome picker there. We can refer to it if you want to if you don't know, maybe an icon you want, maybe you can just pick it from here. Let's say we want for this group called sales, maybe we want an icon for shop, right? So we just pick that icon, copy it, and paste it right here. For operations, let me see if you want this one, take it, put it right here. Then catalog, you can look for another icon and put it right there. That's it. So on the home page, we don't want to group. You see, let's save first and see what I mean here. Save changes. Let's go to the homepage. Now you'll see these icons I've already applied there. Apply the icons here and here. So by default on the homepage, you'll see the groups are here, the table groups are there. So you can change the display of this. Maybe you don't want these table cards to be grouped like this. You want them just to be stacked into one without the group names here. You see also in Appgini UI by default you see they are grouped according to the table groups. But right now we can remove now the table groupings there. Go to AdminLTE settings, then say the display. So let's see. We have different display. We have the default one which we have seen there. Then we have this collapsible card, right? So let's see how a collapsible card looks like. Collapsible card, you can change the color of the card. Let's say success, that's green, primary is blue, then let's say warning is orange. Then save the changes. So if you come to the home page here, you'll now see we have these collapsible cards here. So you can expand them. You see, you can expand them to see the groups, the table cards in there. So the first one is expanded by default, but you can also collapse them and expand them as you wish. So this is the collapsible card option, right? So if you so prefer to have this look, it's okay with you, you can leave it that way. Then the other one is not grouped. So not grouped means your table cards will just show without any table groups to them. So you go to the home page here, you'll see you'll see now the cards just display. You see customers, orders, order items, they are not grouped in any way, right? Then next we are going to customize now the look of these table cards here. See these table cards, we want to customize them. So you come to the AppginiLTE settings and go to table menus. So right here on the table menus you'll find all your tables will be there, right? So let's say we want to change the style of those table cards. So we have different styles. We have info box 1, info box 2, info box 3. By default we have info box 1. So let's look at info box 2. So we say info box 2 for all of them, so that you can be able to see how each of them looks like. Info box 2. And save changes here. So once you've changed your changes, you can go to the dashboard. Now here how info box 2 looks like, right? So if you can leave them like that, or you can change them to the way you want. So let's see the last one, the info box 3. So we'll change for the last 4 to have info box 3. Info box 3 here. Like that, and save changes. Then go to the home page. Now this is how info box 3 looks, these ones, right? So you can play around with them according to your own preference and see if you can change them or leave them the way they are. Also we can change the colors. So right now you see all of them are blue. You can change the colors to different colors. Back to settings, table menus. So we have different colors here. Several colors. We have primary, success, warning, danger, info, secondary, dark, maroon, purple and indigo. Those are the available colors for you to choose from. So we can say success, we can just alter them randomly. See danger, see dark, the color is dark here. That color we say is purple, we say is indigo, we say is info. Save changes. So those are the colors now you have. You see your dashboard is now looking different with the colors all together. So you'll see the table cards have icons to them, these default Appgini icons here. You can also be able to change those icons, right? Let's say you want to use now font awesome icons for your table icons. You can be able to change them easily. So let's go back to the settings, table menus. Now you'll see card icon. We have two options. We have default Appgini icon, which is the default one, or we have font awesome icon. Now once you say font awesome icon, you'll see this one, this font awesome icon pop up there. You'll need to provide the icon. Now customers, so let's say we want to provide customers here. So search for the customers icon. Let's say user, you put your icon there. The same to this, say that, and say orders, say shopping cart, copy. Let's come to this in the right here. Let's close this. Right, so let's go to our items. Now this icon, font awesome icon. You can pick icons as you wish. Right, so let's use that one. Okay, we have employees here. We say font awesome icon. Come here, say user, suggest icons. You can pick specific icons depending on your needs or preference. You have suppliers here. You can pick this one. Search suppliers. You have shippers. You can pick that. Pick shippers. That. Where the icon there. Products. Let's see. Nope. So use this one. Products, can use that one. Put it. Change the icon to font awesome icon. Provide the icon there. Then product categories, change to that. Say categories. You can say, yeah, use that. Does it. Save changes. Come to your dashboard here. Now you'll see your dashboard icons have changed. Your table icons have changed. So you have these ones here. So they'll change also on the side navigation menu here. You see, they'll also change there. So if you change the table cards, they'll also change here. Also change here. Right? That's it. So that's how you customize. Now you may want to hide these cards for different groups, right? So you may want to hide maybe for the admins group, for the employees group. You want to hide it, when they log into their dashboard, they won't see it. Let's say they have the table privileges to see the orders table. They have them by default from the Appgini settings, but you don't want it to appear on the dashboard right here. You may hide it on this part here, on this homepage, or on this nav menu right there. You can hide it on either. You can hide here or there temporarily, which depending on your needs. So you can come here and say let's hide the orders for admin on this homepage here, on the side nav menu there. So let's come here, go to table menus, and say hide in homepage. Now in homepage you can specify the group name, or if you want to hide for all groups, you just say you provide that asterisk there. Provide the asterisk there, right? Or you can say, if it's just a single group, just say admins, right? So this one is for all groups, this one is for a specific group you want. Or if you want only some few specific, you can say comma, then define the other group. Like let's say suppliers, right? Put the comma separation there, then save changes. So if save changes and go back to your dashboard, you'll now see that the orders table is gone. It's not visible here, right? Because we hid it on the home page and the navigation menu. So that's basically how you do it. So let's go back and display it, but you've gotten the concept of hiding for any given group right there. Let's save the changes. Now we have all our table cards displayed there. Okay, now let's go to, now on the table menus here, we have basically seen the color. You can change the color, you can change the icon, you can hide for whichever group in home page, and the nav menu and the font or some icon, you can provide it. Into the table groups here, you can define the icons you see there. You can define the display, should be default, collapsible card, or not grouped. So far so good. We are done with that, right? So the next thing we want to look at is under the settings here is the Google Auth, right? So Google Auth basically will enable you to have the sign in using Google widget on your homepage, on your login page, right? So your users will see the widget to log in. So they can use the default username and password, or they can use their Google email. So when they use the Google email, that means they must be registered with that email on your platform, right? Because when you go to the users area, like the profile, you'll see there's an email. So this email should be their Gmail they'll use. So let's say you have 3 users. Maybe you didn't validate the email. Multiple users have the same email. It won't allow to log in. So it will only allow to log in using this if there's only one user who has that email on your membership users table, right? So if you have multiple users having the same email, it won't allow. If you have no user, also it won't allow. So it picks only one user. So it's very easy. So you can just say enable Google login, Google Auth, yes. Then you'll need to provide your client ID, client secret, and redirect URL. So for redirect URL, we have auto suggested for you your redirect URL based on where your application is hosted. So if you're on localhost, you copy this and provide it under the Google authentication, the URL you want. The client ID the same, you'll pick it. So there's a link here. This quick start tutorial guide. You'll be able to see, how to get to the Google Auth credentials. So you can just scroll down here up to here, click on this link here, the developers console. Once you get to the developers console, you will see your account, and you can be able to create other credentials. So by default, let's create a credential for this application here, right? So you'll click on credentials, then see create credentials, then say auth client ID, application type is a web application, then the name is, we can say, is Northwind app, right? So authorized redirect URLs, so you will add your URLs here. So for us, we have already suggested for you. So if you can add multiple URLs. So for localhost, you'll use this one. If you go live on your domain, you'll also see the domain change here. If you come here, you see it. So you just copy this and paste it. So you can use localhost like this one. Then when you're done, you create your URL. create your credentials. Right, when you get your credentials, they'll give you a client ID. Copy it, paste it right here. Then they'll give you your client secrets. Paste it and use it right there. Then for this, you copy that, put it there. But we want to use localhost, because that's what we registered. Then save changes. Right. So once you save your changes there, you can go to your login page, sign out. Right, so your login page, you'll have the sign in using Google. Right, see your username there, password. You can use this one by default or use this one. So you see, you can sign in using Google account. So let's say this is it. So does it for Google Auth. Then there is login OTP. So login OTP basically enables your users to verify their identity using email OTP once they try to they attempt to log in. So if a user for any group, you see right now we have admins and we have staff group. We have two groups here. So let's say you want the staff to verify themselves fast before they log in using email OTP. So you will have to enable SMTP via the admin area. Right now for my case I don't have it, so you'll have to provide SMTP, server, port, encryption, username and sender name. Once that's done, now you can be able to enable login OTP for any group right here, right? But for now it's not enabled. Then we have Google reCAPTCHA. Google reCAPTCHA protects your website from fraud and abuse without creating friction. If you do enable reCAPTCHA, users will see a reCAPTCHA box on login page to solve before logging in, right? So the same way with Google Auth, you need to enable it, provide your client key, client secret. Also the how to create it, you'll also find it here. This is using Appgini tutorial guide here, how to do so. So you go to your Google reCAPTCHA dashboard, right? Then you can create an application here. You can just create, then put your domain there. Then reCAPTCHA v2, say reCAPTCHA v2, add domains, your domains you want to use on, if it's localhost, if it's online, you do so, then submit. Then you'll get your credentials. The credentials are the ones you'll use here. So once that's done, when you go to your login page, you'll see the reCAPTCHA checkbox. A user must solve it first before they do login. Then we have general settings here. So general settings, basically you'll find some few things here, some few permissions and configurations. So like for example, access permissions. Admin users can access AdminLTE settings. So this is the settings we are talking about, this page we are on here. So right now I'm logged in as super admin. So you may say that you only want super admins to access this page, not other admin users. You see, like if you have your credentials like these ones here, very sensitive credentials like these ones, and the Google reCAPTCHA credentials, and you don't want other users to see them apart from you as the super admin. So you can just say no. Other admin users cannot see this page. Admin users can access user area permissions. No, so user area permissions are here, these ones here. Admin users can access dashboard builder. We have a dashboard builder here. We have Google translation, right? Those are the access permissions. Then we have app translation. We have enable Google translation. So if you do enable Google translation, you can be able to translate your application into a different language. So we had users who say they want to translate the application UI into a different language. Although it's not easy for now, to really include a languages file where you can now translate the strings, because that was not in the core architecture of my design for this application. So it will be a bit hectic, to redo that. The quick solution was to enable Google Translation, although Google Translation is not accurate in some cases, but it may help, right, in other cases. Like if you have enabled it right now, see, you'll see now the Google Translation thing comes right there on the top navigation menu. You can select the language you want now from several languages we have here. So let's say we want it to be which language can we use? The most sophisticated one, Arabic, right? So once you do that, automatically, right, you'll see your application UI will change, have that Arabic language. So it will try to automatically translate your unload, of course. The user must load the page, then it translates it. But you may see the default English before it loads fully, right? Which is somehow like a hack solution, but it could help, it could not help. But that's the far I could go in as much as translation is concerned. Even if you go to the settings, right there, you can see it loads, then you see the translation comes there. Though it doesn't pick everything, there's some things here that doesn't pick clearly, but it tries, right? So we go to general settings back and say, hey, you can't even see shit. So we go back to no translation. Yeah, we don't want translation to be there. So go back, no translation is available, right? Translation is available. So does it with the translation? I think on this AppginiLTE settings, does it translation? Then we have other things here. You can change your app name. Let's say you want to change to NotWind ERP, for example, NotWind ERP. Then you want also to change this icon here. Maybe you want to select your own icon, right? So you'll come here and choose your icon, go to pictures, ERP.png, select, that's it. Then this one, this footer text bottom right, see this bottom right here, so you can change it to whatever text you want. Say powered by whatever, you say Google, then enable Sweet Alert. Sweet Alert basically will show that Sweet Alert notification when you save records, when you update records, to be showing that Sweet Alert instead of the default Appgini alert that shows the green thing at the top there. So we can say yes, save changes. So if you go here, you'll now see the name has changed to NotWind ERP, and we have our application icon right there. So that's it. So if you go to this one, by default right here, when I see something, so save changes, you see this green thing here. This is the default Appgini one. So we have enabled Sweet Alert, but now we'll need to say to reinstall it now, to initialize it. So we just say install, right? So you'll see show notification function, the default function is already overwritten. So when we go back to customers and try to save, you'll now see the difference. So here is the Sweet Alert. Does it? The changes have been saved successfully. So that's the Sweet Alert done. Now let's go back to AppginiLTE settings there. I think we have covered basically everything on this part. Everything we have covered there. So next we are going to, let's go to user area permissions. User area permissions basically enables you to allow permissions to other things like printing the detailed view, allowing CSV and filters. So by default in Appgini, if you want to do these things, you'll have to like go to the hooks of each table file, and in the init function you have to define these things. yourself, for each group, for each user. So we just tried to make it easier for you if you do really need to allow certain permissions like these ones to any user group. So like you have admins group here. So we have two groups for us. We have two groups, staff group and admins group. So let's say you don't want admins to print customer details. You don't want them to print DB, you don't want them to save CSV, you don't want them to allow filters, you don't want to filter, right? So you can say this. So for customers table, right? So let's do save and see the difference, right? So let's go to the customers table. So you now see right now, there are no those, you have denied the permission to that, so they are not appearing. So let's see the difference. Like see orders. In orders you can print preview, save, filter and see all these here. So but for the customers we have denied permission. So the same for any other group you define, will not be able to do that, printing and saving filters and CSV. So that's it. It's easier because it's much less painful, right? So you don't have to write the code yourself and do all those things. And you can also enable easily also, you see, because you don't touch any code. So let's say enable the permissions to that here and save it. So when you save and go back to the customers table, you see they're back easily. So you don't have to struggle writing code in the hooks, in the hook files. So that's it about user area permissions generally. Then another feature now that we want to do here is that we do have, that's really interesting, is the dashboard builder. So basically the dashboard builder will help you to build your group's dashboards. So by default you see here we have this dashboard here. This is on the admin side. So the admin logs in, they'll see this dashboard. But let's assume maybe you want to add some other features to this dashboard, like charts. You want data cards, you want to query some data from your database and display it on a card like this one here. You want to display a few things here and there. Now you can be able to do that very easily for different user groups. So once you've created your dashboards, you can, if you want to replicate them, you can copy, let's say you have some dashboard code here, you can copy it and open another dashboard file and paste it there, right? Easily. So by default, that means we have two files for each group. So we have the bottom page and the top page. Like admins, you see you have admins bottom, then you have admins top. So what this means is this. So if you come on the dashboard here, so we will have code above these cards here, above them. That's the code you'll save in admins top or whichever group top. And we'll have another code that will show below these table cards. These are the default Appgini table cards here. So these ones will show by default. So if you want to put something above or below, you now use those two files to move. If you want something to appear before here at the top, if you want something to appear below at the bottom, I'll be able to change that easily. Now, so let's go to our dashboard builder here. So admins top. So you'll see by default we have some code here. So you have a row, then you have a column in here. So we have several widgets that we can start using quickly. We have donut chart, pie chart, bar chart, line chart, area chart, responsive table, data table, model, alert, call out, application button, data card, toast, info boxes, and queries data, right? So let's try with something like an alert. Just see how it really looks like. So you just copy the function here. So we have a detailed description, documentation of these widget functions. So you can have a reference to them to see more functionalities. So if you want to use these functions, you have to put them in PHP tags and say echo So like for example, we want to show an alert on the admin's top part of the dashboard, an alert that will be success, and the title will be welcome to Noting Application, and the body will be we are glad to have you here, feel free to use this demo app. So this will be the alert that will be shown. So once you're done with that, you can just save changes and go to the dashboard here. You see the alert is here. This is the alert now. You see, so for the alert you can change the colors if you want. You can have success, danger, warning. You can use them for different occasions and purposes. So if you want to change this one to danger, you can just change here this parameter, change to danger, save code changes, go to your dashboard, and you have the danger alert there. So let's say there's something wrong, or the account has some issue, you want to alert the user of that issue, you can use this one, right? Use this danger one. So that's just how quick it is to show an alert. So we have several other models. We have models, we have several other widgets that you'll find here that you can easily use. So that's it. In the next video we are going to look at how to customize these widgets, how to use them for different functionalities. But for now, we have had an overview of how to install, how to customize the look and feel of the icons here, how to hide these cards here and the menus here, how to use different settings, the table menus, Google Auth, OTP, CAPTCHA, and general settings. Just had a general overview of those, which are the basics, to getting started, and setting up your UI, right? And so far so good. I think our application looks nice and better. Now if you log out here, you can be able to see your login page also changed. If you forgot your password, even the password page is us applying the same thing. Even register new membership. If you have a new membership page, you see the page automatically adapts to the theme. And that's it. Your parameters, your extra parameters, if you change these names in the admin area, they'll be changed here. The full name, address, city, state, they'll change automatically. Yeah, basically that's it. Thank you. See you in the next video.